Joined in the studio by Djamchid ASSADI, Professor at BSB Burgundy School of Business. Hello, thank you very much indeed for coming in. First of all, what's your reaction then to this decision by the US?
I'm not surprised. You know, tensions that Islamic Republic has caused in the region and even further than region, you should expect such a reaction. However, I'm a bit disappointed by a democratic and legal-based government and the country to withdraw from an international agreement. So you should separate these two things. I am disappointed, but I do understand that Islamic Republic is not doing correctly in the region.
So what does this mean then? First of all, let's take a look at Europe. We just heard there from our correspondent in Brussels. European parties to the agreement want to keep it going. They say various countries, the UK, Germany, they're looking into now the impact it's going to have, this withdrawal of the US, on their businesses in Iran. Just how damaging is it to the EU, especially considering that the EU used to be the top trading partner of Iran before the sanctions? Now it's worked its way back up to the 5th, I believe. So what does it mean now for Europeans?
Most likely no damage, because we had never had any recovery from 2015 after the agreement. You know, there are two different things. Are there sanctions or a draft of sanctions legally, formally against investing in Iran? And secondly, is an atmosphere pertinent for doing business with Iran. Secondly, does not exist. The second one does not exist. The atmosphere is not good. So any investment to invest in Iran will think twice before investing. And they have not invested after the agreement 2015, which normally legally allowed them to invest.
So when you say, I'm sorry to interrupt, but when you say we never fully recovered, are you saying Iran actually never got a chance to see the benefits of the deal?
Absolutely. I mean, if by damaging to European firms, you mean that what's going to happen to their investment? I'm saying that no investment has been done even after the agreement because of that very negative and dark atmosphere of doing business in Iran. So it has not changed. Now they have a second reason to avoid Iran for investing and working with Iran, because normally very big European firms have also activities in the States. So they are held by the American laws not to work with Iran. So I don't see any issue now for economic situation in Iran, which is already very bad.
What about Airbus, though? It signed a deal to sell 100 planes to Iran Air. We've heard from the US Treasury Secretary the deal now off the table. Airbus, though, saying it's going to look into what it can do. Can it do anything? Can it save the deal?
But certainly they can. You know, they just stop it and they not do it. In the best case, I think the intermediary solution would be that a declaration of interest of doing business and selling Boeing to Iran will exist. However, no actual transaction is going to happen.
Now, the US has said it's now going to reintroduce the stringent sanctions that were imposed before the deal, and it's going to consider additional moves. What additional moves might those be, do you think?
Yeah, well, very good question, because already when you consider that in 6 months, buying oil from Iran as sanctioned by the U.S., so you might ask what would be worse than that for Iran? Well, the worse than that is that many firms and individuals related to economic and military activities in Iran will be sanctioned, and doing any business with them, even for those articles which are permitted to deal with Iran, for example, medical articles and so on, if they are done by people and firms related to military and nuclear activities, then those actions cannot be done.
All right. Well, thank you very much indeed for your time and your analysis, Djamchid ASSADI, and you are Professor at BSB Burgundy School of Business. Thank you very much.
Thank you.